Colorado Buffaloes are the champions of the North. Bevo and the Texas Longhorns, champions of the South. As we get set at Reliance Stadium in Houston for the Dr. Pepper Big 12 Championship. The #2 team in the country, perfect at 11-0, taking on the Colorado Buffaloes at 7-4 here from Reliance Stadium. And you can watch the Dr. Pepper Big 12 Championship on ABC in high definition where available. Welcome, everybody. I'm Brad Nessler along with Bob Greasy. It's a warm day in Houston. They have opened the roof of Reliance Stadium, and right now Texas hoping to jump through that and go all the way to Pasadena, where they were a year ago when they won the Rose Bowl. Vince Young says, Coach, I'm going to get you back there. But to do that, they knew they had to come through his hometown of Houston, and I think Gary Barnett's got a big job on his hands today against Mack Brown.
Well, both coaches, and they're very different. Mack Brown, they've won, as you said, 18 straight. They come in sky high. His job is to settle his guys down, get his quarterback to relax and just have some fun. Easy does it. Don't get overjacked. For Gary Barnett, it's just the opposite. They come in on a 2-game losing streak. They had 2 chances to wind up to lock this game in. They didn't do it. They backed in. So the confidence, is it there or is it not? We're going to find out.
What's their chance today? It lies on their quarterback, doesn't it?
It does. Joe Klatt has got to play well. He is a 34-game starter. This is his 34th game. He's got to play well. The other thing is, look for some gimmicks, some tricks, and the special teams, and they've got to get some turnovers.
For Texas, we know about Vince Young, a Heisman Trophy candidate, arguably had his best game of the season against Colorado the first time around this year.
Well, Gary Barnett says, I don't know where he puts his cape when he goes to bed at night.
But we know he has one.
But he has one. But he needs to relax and have a good game. I think both of these quarterbacks last week had the worst game of the year. They both were going to be rebound here today.
We talked to Vince Young before the game. He is excited. He's one of 32 Houston area players on this Texas Longhorn roster. All year long they've been talking about getting to Houston. Well, here they are. 22 years coaching for Mack Brown. He's never won a conference title. He's got a chance to do it here today. Texas considered the visiting team, but they've got the home state crowd, that's for sure. And Swanee's with the head coach of the Longhorns.
Thank you, Brad. Coach, you've always stated that the Big 12 championship is the #1 priority. How is this team dealing with the pressure coming into this ballgame?
Lynn, I think they're so excited that we may be a little uptight early, but we told them we've been aggressive and had fun for 11 straight wins, and we're not going to back off today.
Let's talk about being aggressive. Does it change because it's a championship game? Do you pull back any at all?
At Texas, every one of them are championship games, so you don't pull back at all. We're going to pull out everything we got to try to win.
Coach, good luck to you this afternoon.
We'll talk to Gary Barnett, and then we'll kick it off here in Houston when we come back.
I'm with Coach Gary Barnett. Coach, second time around, does this team take more risks, or is it just good enough to improve?
Well, we're going to do a little bit of everything. We're just going to play better football than we did last time, that's for sure.
Okay, Coach, we're moments away from kickoff. Good luck to you this afternoon.
Thank you, Lynn. Appreciate it.
Brad?
All right, fellas, thanks. Texas won the toss. They deferred. So they'll kick off, and Colorado will go back to receive. Greg Johnson's got it teed up for the Texas Longhorns. Back deep, Stephon Robinson and Terry Washington. It's a warm day in Houston. Could hit as high as 84 before the afternoon is done. The Big 12 championship is underway. Little indecision back there. Washington grabs it from Robinson. Takes it out across the 20 to about the 22-yard line. And immediately we have a few fists flying around. So Colorado will take the field, and Joel Klatt, who owns 39 records in the Colorado record books, his numbers on the season. Coming off a poor showing in the loss to Nebraska. We talked to him yesterday. He's hoping to make up for that. And he said, we've had a great week preparation-wise. We just want to go out and have some fun because nobody expects us to be able to beat the Longhorns. We'll find out in the next 3.5 hours. Buffalo's first down from the 23. Play action. Klatt comes up firing into traffic, and he snuck the ball in somehow to Sipnewski.
How did he get that in?
I don't know. Let's check the Dr. Pepper starting lineups. And here's the big fellas up front for Colorado. O'Neal and Sanders, Fenton's an all Big 12 center, Daniels and Moore. The backs and receivers, Hugh Charles, Lawrence Vickers, Klopfenstein, Sprague, and Judge. But, of course, you'll see a lot of Sipnewski, the other tight end who had the first catch of the ball game, good for 8 yards. Second down and 2, Colorado. And just inside their own 31-yard line, they put it on the ground, and they've got the first down of the ball game as Charles slips his way out to the 35-yard line where Michael Huff made the stop. Defensively for the Longhorns up front for Texas, Crowder, Ocam, Wright, and Robinson. Wright, a Lombardi candidate. Killebrew, Harris, and Bobineau are the linebackers. And in the secondary, a lot of experience. The Griffins, Michael Huff, and Terrell Brown.
Yeah, 5 of those defensive starters for the Longhorns are on the all-conference first team, and 1 is on the second team. So a very talented group defensively.
First down, Colorado from the shotgun. Flared it out. Nice catch. Fumbled out of bounds, but it's a catch for Klopfenstein and a pickup of 5. Cedric Griffin pushed him out of bounds. Check the game plan, Bob.
Well, Colorado offensively, Klatt needs to lead the way. As Klatt goes, so goes the Colorado Buffalo. And defensively, pressure the quarterback. They know they have to get it. Every coach that we talk to for the Longhorns says we got to get pressure on Klatt.
Patrick Williams comes in as an extra wide receiver here on a second down. Last year's coach of the year, Gary Barnett in the Big 12. This year's coach of the year in the Big 12, Mac Brown on the other sideline. Second down and 7. They bunch 3 receivers to the right, and then they pitch it that way to Charles, who cuts it up across the 40 in a tough run out to the 46-yard line, and another Colorado first down. What a great start for the Buffalo.
I was just going to say, I like what I'm seeing from the Colorado offense. Throwing on first down, shifting, out maneuvering on this play. 3 guys on the outside, all cracking back. A guard pulls and kicks out. Charles is a guy that can make some big plays from the running back position.
That's about the way you draw that one up. First down, Colorado, just inside its own 46-yard line. Texas shuffling on that defensive line, coming after Klatt, who's going deep. Got a man out there and overshot him. It was Hugh Charles who slipped out of the backfield, but Texas does a nice job defensively to get back there with him. Tail of the tape, Colorado 36 is the best they can show of anything, and that's in passing. And you can see Texas in the top 10 in 3 major categories.
Yeah. And some others like third down efficiency, taking the ball away, and all that good stuff.
Number 1 scoring team in the country as well. Second down and 10. Nothing there for Byron Ellis, and it's going to bring up a 3rd and long situation that Colorado had hoped to avoid, I'm sure, on their opening series of the ballgame. They're 36% on the season with their third down efficiency. The offense played horribly against Nebraska in the 30-3 loss the day after Thanksgiving, and Gary Barnett called it an offensive meltdown. That was his term, not mine. Yeah. 3rd and 10. Both tight ends, Klopfenstein and Sipnewski, are in there. 7th play of the opening drive for Colorado. Klatt with time, zips it out, got Klopfenstein, nice catch, and he dives for what looks like a first down. He's got it. That's the second time they've used that play in this series. He fumbled after catching the first one. That one he had to go low and get it, and he made a nice run afterwards.
He was not the primary receiver. There were 3 receivers on that side of the field. The 2 outside men went down deep and ran curls, and Klopfenstein on the inside right here is just going to go, and he is really the outlet. The other 2 guys downfield were the primary targets.
Joel Klatt's 3 for 3, all to the tight ends. First down in Texas territory. Play action. Klatt again goes to his tight end, Sipnewski this time, and he's got it down to the 37-yard line. And not only is Klopfenstein an all-Big 12 performer, but Sipnewski had the first catch of the ball game, and this one here. And Bob, I know you and I were at practice in the walkthrough yesterday. There's a lot of NFL guys that like both those tight ends.
Well, the strength, if you're a defensive coordinator, you look at this offense. They've got 2 all-Big 12 tight ends. They've got Sipnewski, the backup, who is a 6th-year senior. He's 6'7", and 265. And one of the scouts I was talking to talked about Sibnewski before he talked about Klopfenstein.
Second down and 3. Flat, quick throw out in the flats. Got his man. It's Hugh Charles. And the ball's loose. Texas has got it, but are they going to say that he was down? No, the Longhorns take over.
Well, the line judge was right there, and he didn't say anything. So in his mind, his view, the ball came out before he hit the ground.
Robinson recovered. Let's take another look. He's trying to get control of it. It did come out
and
before
he was
went
right.
down. Michael Huff made the hit. Watch the ball come out before his knees go down. It's already out right there. So Texas gets a break on the fumble recovery.
That's the fourth forced fumble for Michael Huff this year, along with a bunch of other big plays that he's made for that defense.
Another all-conference performer, and so a good drive for Gary Barnett's Buffaloes. Backfires right there. Vince Young comes up throwing, completes it out. Limas Sweed, and he's got it into Colorado territory. A first down, a throw of 16 yards to the Buffaloes' 49-yard line. Vince Young played a lot of his games over at the old Astrodome right next door when he was playing in the high school playoffs. He's a high school legend around here, much like the basketball playgrounds of New York. That's what he's considered in this town from a football standpoint. And he's home, and he's had a hard time getting enough tickets. First down, Romance Taylor. And he picks up a couple as we take a look at the Dr. Pepper starting lineups. Up front, the big eaters for the Horns. Scotts and all conference Studdard and Senline, and Allen and Blaylock both are too. The backs and receivers, Taylor, Hall is the fullback, Thomas a good tight end as well, Cosby and Swede the wideouts. There's 3 wide receivers in right now, and Vince Young goes out to one of them, and that's Cosby, and he's got a first down for Texas. So both teams have started quickly, and both teams are using the pass to kind of light things up here in the first 4 minutes. Defensively for Colorado, here's how they look. Wright, Manapuna, Gary, and Lucas. The linebackers look like this. Washington, Iwu, and Dawn gets a start because he's from this area. Sims and Burrell on the corners. Billingsley and Hubbard are the safeties. On first down, Vince Young, quarterback draw, broke one tackle, got away. Young on his way inside the 30. Stiff arms his way down inside the 20-yard line. And Texas in the Colorado red zone here in the first minutes of the ballgame. 18-yard run by Vince Young.
Colorado is going to blitz this situation. They're going to blitz. And when he gets in there, he's going to get a hold of his leg right here, Washington, but just can't bring him down. That'll drive a coach nuts when you get a guy in your grasp, negative play, and he turns it into a big game.
At the 19-yard line, a give to Taylor. Taylor's got a convoy in front of him. Colorado does a nice job, though, to spread it out and cut in behind to make the tackle. Maurice Lucas, the freshman defensive end, made the stop. Let's check the game plan for Texas offensively.
Well, Vince, just relax and have some fun. He was sky high coming into this game from being from this area. And defensively, you need some turnovers to win. Unfortunately for Colorado, they turned it over offensively on their opening drive.
Second down and 8. Young from the shotgun. Plenty of time in the pocket. Now he'll take off. Nice move inside the 15. Cuts outside. Might have a touchdown. Will he get there? Not quite. 16 more yards, though, and it's first and goal.
How do you defend this? Mike Hankiewicz, the defensive coordinator, gets a good pass rush and gets good coverage downfield. But then when Young starts running, he is so big and shifty, it just goes into another level of ability and talent.
There's his rushing yardage on the season. First and goal for Texas. They bring in the big fella, Henry Melton. The freshman is the tailback in the eye. He'll get the call. And he's in. Touchdown, Texas. Just like that. 6-0 Longhorns. Certainly has to be a little demoralizing for Colorado that they had such a great drive of their own going. They fumble it, and they watch Vince Young just take it right down the field, and Texas is in the end zone already.
Well, that's the problem in this game. between these two teams. To win, Colorado almost has to play a perfect game. They can't make those mistakes.
David Pino's in for the point after. 7-0 Texas in the Big 12 championship game. Vince Young had runs of 18 and 16 yards on the opening drive. Mack Brown told us we're going to turn him loose in his hometown. Let him relax and have fun. I'd say he's having fun. I told Lynn and Bob and I before the game we're going to go no huddle. We're going to get Vince involved early. Let him throw it. Let him run it. Let him relax. Let him have fun. And our progressive drive summary indicates just how good he did. 41 yards in 9 plays and 326. And that's our drive summary presented by Drive Insurance from Progressive.
And it wasn't the 2 pass plays that he hit. It was the 2 runs.
Yep.
From passing formation, just scrambles. And then it netted 34 yards on that drive.
Johnson to kick. Let's see who takes this one. Last time Washington took it away from Robinson. This time it's too deep, and Stefan will have to take a knee in the end zone. They'll start from the 20-yard line. Don't forget, coming up game for you on ABC Sports today, including this one that is now in the first quarter and 7-0. Texas in front. Colorado's opening drive took them down to the 35-yard line of Texas, where they fumbled it, and immediately the Longhorns went 65 in the other direction for the leading score. I think they had initially accidentally set the ball at the 25-yard line. They got to back that line of scrimmage up.
They did.
Went right through the middle of Dr. Pepper. Now we're back where we're supposed to be, 20-yard line. Dusty Sprague, the motion man. Straight play to Charles. And he took a big hit as he got about 2 yards, and Michael Griffin came over and let him have it. Griffin, the safety, number 27, had 23 tackles in the win over Texas A&M. In fact, he had 14 tackles, a forced fumble, a fumble recovery, and a blocked punt against Texas Tech. That was considered one of his best games, but 23 tackles for a defensive back's a lot of hits.
That is, and he is the leading tackler on that defense, as you might imagine.
2nd down and 8 for the Buffaloes. Maybe a blitz coming, and here it comes. Platt knows it's coming, and he got it flared out, and he did a good job. And it's incomplete, intended for Lawrence Vickers, who was upset with himself and drop-kicked the football out of bounds.
Now, Vickers has got to make that play. We mentioned that, you know, Colorado has almost got to play a perfect game. Platt does. He sees it coming. He buys some time, gets rid of the ball. Now, all Vickers has got to do is catch it.
Couldn't have thrown a better pass under that much pressure.
It's a little bit behind him, but Vickers can catch that ball, and you can see that he knew that he should have caught it.
Well, Lawrence had 24 catches coming into the game. We saw him have a tremendous ball game against Missouri earlier this year when he had 4 touchdowns. 3rd and 8. Platt with all day to throw. Bounced it off Offenstein, who probably should have had that one as well, but Michael Huff made the hit from behind. So Colorado's got a punt.
Well, that's not the recipe that the Buffs wanted going into this game. First drive, a fumble. 2nd drive, 3 and out. Now, they are going to try they're going to gamble. They're going to try some tricks and some gadget plays and whatever, but I don't think you're going to see anything backed up this far.
Not at their own 22-yard line, you wouldn't expect. Yeah. John Torp, who's a Ray Guy finalist, is set to punt inside his own 10-yard line. Aaron Ross waiting on the other end for Texas.
Well, they've got 2 of the best kickers, Colorado, but Aaron Ross has taken a couple back for touchdowns already this year.
He's got a shot at this one from the 42, spun away, somehow got through about 3 would-be tacklers and got to the 48-yard line. So great field position, only a 36-yard kick as Torp didn't hit it nearly as well as he normally does. 6-yard return, and Texas with a touchdown lead and excellent field position for Mack Brown. 22 years as a head coach, 16 consecutive winning seasons, but never a conference championship. That's almost unbelievable.
Well, you got to. Where's he been?
Well, yeah, that's true.
Where's he been? He was at Tulane.
Yeah, Tulane.
And he was in
North Carolina.
ACC in North Carolina with Florida State, and then he got here, and then Oklahoma and Nebraska had all those good years.
At least 9 wins in each of the last 10 years for this Longhorn team. 11-0 coming into this one, and they get it to the 50-yard line. This is the first time Texas has been 11-0 since 1983.
When's the last time they were 12-0?
Never.
There you go.
I don't think I'd have known that, except Mac told us that down in the field before the game. He said the folks in Texas are excited because they've never been 12-0.
He was trying to settle everybody down, and he was trying to settle us down.
I guess so.
Mac was a little nervous, too, which is understandable.
Option pitch. Jamal Charles on his way. First down, Longhorns. He rips off 18 yards. Colorado coming in at the #2 rush defense in the country, and they're getting gashed right now by both the quarterbacks and the tailbacks for Texas.
Well, it's because Texas has the #3 rushing offense in the country, and they've got talent at every position. Charles is a true freshman and doesn't get to play a lot. Well, he plays about half the time because Ramon Taylor, he shares time with him.
Texas has 57 yards on the ground already. First down at the 32. Play action. Young, deep middle, incomplete. And a flag flies in late. J.J. Billingsley covering Billy Pittman, and it's going to be pass interference. And J.J. with the penalty might want to get over the sideline and get the blood that's dripping down his arm stopped.
Yeah, I thought Billingsley made a good play on that one, but
I did too, but the officials thought otherwise.
That's interference. Number 5 on the defense. 15-yard penalty from line of scrimmage. Automatic push down.
There's a nice view to look through.
Oh, I don't know.
Yeah, it was close.
And the flag, as I mentioned, came in late.
Yeah, I guess he hit him a touch early.
Boy, it was.
Now, if he hadn't have called anything, we would be sitting up here and say, well,
Yeah,
you know,
that's true.
That looks like pass interference to me.
They don't get that nice super slow motion we have either. First down at the 17. Quarterback draw for Young. This time they have him wrapped up after only about a yard gain. Akarika Dawn, the middle linebacker, made the stop. Going back to his high school days playing at Madison High School in Houston. If you go up to now as a starting quarterback, he's 62-8. That's not bad.
Not bad at all.
He's 28-2 as the Longhorns.
Yeah, and they have not huddled. They just go back up to the line of scrimmage. Then flips over to the sideline, gets the play.
Charles takes it down to the 15, where it's going to bring up a third down and a long 2, maybe 3.
Texas doesn't do this a lot. I think Max said they were going to do this to start the game just so you're not in the huddle, calling a play, breaking the huddle. You just get up, you're standing around, just relax you a little bit.
He said he thought that maybe his troops wouldn't have to think so much about the magnitude of the game they're in. They could just go out and play.
Right.
And that's what they're doing, and they're doing a good job of it. 3rd and 3. Charles looking for his blockers, and he fights his way to the 5. First and goal, Texas. Boy, it wasn't there at first, but he just kept hiding behind those big eaters, and then he found a little crease and busted it down to the 5-yard line. That offensive line's a dandy. Scott and Studdard, the Sen line, Allen and Blaylock.
I think you mentioned 3 of them were all conference, and 3 of them are coming back. In fact, 8 of the 11 starters on offense are back if Vince comes back, as he says he's going to.
He reiterated again this week that he's coming back for his senior season. The scary thing is this might be a better football team next year if he comes back. First and goal at the 5. Play action to the end zone. Bobbled and out of bounds. Lima Swede had a hand or 2 on it, but Billingsley stayed there with him and made the play.
Bob and Brad, my old high school and college coaches have always told me there's no time in this league for 5-yard catches. Receivers coming in, running patterns in tight coverage like this. You got to catch that one in traffic the first time you put your hands on it. There's too many people around knocking the ball away.
Yep, too much traffic. You're right, Swanee.
Might have been better there, Swanee, catching it with his body instead of with his hands.
Protecting the football at the same time.
Second and goal at the 5. Hand off to Charles. Got close to the 3. Nice job defensively by Thaddeus Washington and Akarika Dawn to make the stop. And a 3rd and goal. So the Buffaloes, it's a big play for them right now. They can force a field goal. You never know. Texas might get close enough that this might be 2-down territory with a touchdown lead.
Yeah. Colorado just needs small victories right now.
Yep.
And stopping them here and getting them attempt a field goal would be one.
Pittman and Swede, the wide receivers, 2 tight ends set. Swede and Thomas are both in there. Vince Young will stay in the shotgun. 3rd and goal. Young throws, complete, touchdown, Jamal Charles. His 24th touchdown pass of the year. A short one, but effective, as Charles out of the backfield has made it 13-0 Texas.
That was too easy, Brad.
Sure was.
Talking to the Colorado coaches earlier in the week, they said, you know, we didn't challenge them. Everything was too easy for them. We're going to have to make it tougher for them. Well, that was one of those on the easy side.
Lino in for the point after. As with less than 6 minutes remaining, Texas has jumped out to a 2-touchdown lead, as a lot of people thought they would be able to today. They're almost perfect so far. 14-0 Longhorns. Texas has run 15 plays. 12 of them have been in Colorado territory, and they lead 14-0 already. I mentioned the highest scoring team in the country at 49 a game, over 40 in 10 of their 11. The only missing one there, their win in Columbus over Ohio State.
You know who the second highest scoring team in the country is?
I think they're playing next, aren't they?
USC, yes.
So that one was a 52-yard drive in just 8 plays. Greg Johnson's kick. This one should be returnable for Stephon Robinson from the 1. Only out to about the 17-yard line. Drew Kelson on the special teams made the stop. Dr. Pepper's Big 12 turns. Devo and the Longhorns have grabbed a hold of this first quarter in the Big 12 championship game with a 14-0 lead.
Well, you know what it tells me? It tells me that they were prepared and brought into this game and coached well to get them relaxed and onto the field and playing like they can play. And they're out in front, where they should be.
Flat on first down, throws a strike complete. Evan Judge, and Judge is out across the 40 to the 41-yard line. Evan Judge, one of the main offensive weapons, number 2 receiver as far as number of catches on this team. And Michael Huff is shaken up. Let's check in with Swannick.
Well, Brad, in case the folks at home are wondering why Texas is being so aggressive with blitzes and moving the ball so defensively so aggressively, it's because of Mason Crosby. Mason is a phenomenal kicker, and he does change the game. We talked with Mac Brown. We asked him about how this young man would impact the ball game. He said we've got to be more aggressive across the 50-yard line. We can't let him cross because this guy kicks from midfield, very consistent, so we want to take this weapon out of the hands of Colorado.
And he's from Texas, one of the Texas natives on the Colorado team. As Huff's going off, looked to be his elbow or lower left arm. And
yeah, it didn't look like he wants to stay out of the ball.
No, it doesn't. Aaron Ross is going to come in. He's still got the chin strap on. He's ready to come back in, I think. First down at the 41 for Colorado. Charles, he can get to the corner, could have a big gainer, and he does, down the sideline. And he's out to the 40-yard line of Texas. Let's check in with John Saunders in New York. John. Colorado, their offense in gear again. They'll run a little option here. Klatt will keep it, and Klatt broke into the clear and got banged out of bounds at about the 24-yard line. Joel's not a bad runner, but you don't expect to see him rip off 16 yards.
We asked the defensive coaches for Texas, Gene Chizik, the defensive coordinator, do you expect to see the option like you saw it last week at Texas A&M? And they said, no, Klatt doesn't run the option. Well,
surprise.
Yeah, he's going to run some of it.
That's ties his career-long run, and I would bet it was a scramble the last time, not a run by design, as we get another look. And Michael Griffin, who was in on the tackle, is the guy that's down for Texas. Right there. Head on, and it was sort of like a delayed reaction for Mike. He hit him, and he was standing there, and then all of a sudden, he's down on the turf.
In the last 2 plays, both safeties for Texas have gone down.
Right. There was the hit, and then Michael was still standing there, the junior out of Austin, and then all of a sudden, he just was down on the deck. Right there, he still appears to be okay, looks at what kind of damage he's done, and then realizes he's done damage to himself.
He's either dazed or he's hurt his shoulder.
He just popped up for the first time, and looks like he will be okay. That's good to see.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's going, man.
Yeah.
Did I hit him with my hat or what?
Yeah. He got dinged a little bit.
Now Michael Huff comes back in, so the other safety that went out to play before is back in. And Griffin will sit down for a time. Meanwhile, Colorado's got it down at the Texas 24-yard line and threatening. The last 3 plays, they've ripped off 24 yards, 19 yards, and then a 16-yard run by the senior quarterback.
Yeah, this is a big drive for the psyche of this Colorado football team.
And as Swanee said, they're already well within field goal range, so now they're thinking touchdown, and they're also thinking don't give it back to Texas with a turnover. Another shotgun. End around coming. There's one of the trick plays Bob was talking about, Stephon Robinson, and he gets horse-collared out of bounds right near the first down marker at the 15-yard line. Cedric Griffin made that tackle, a pickup of 9.
Cedric, normally a corner, has moved to safety. They've got some outstanding players. Cedric is starting his 41st game. Cedric's back here. Robinson's going to come back around. They've got some safeties, and they've had. University of Texas has always been and has produced outstanding defensive backs.
Second down and a yard. Charles comes into the middle of the pile and should have it, or very close to it. Hugh Charles, a sophomore. He's a Texas native, too, out of Southlake, Texas. Might be just inches shy. They've already put up the third down marker on the far side of the field. They're not even going to look at it. So this is a huge third down.
It is, and right now you make the decision of whether you go for it on 4th down. Because if you're going to go for it on 4th down, you might run this play.
They put Vickers in the backfield. He's got more beef behind him. He's about 235. You can see how much they need, about a foot and a half for the first down. It is Vickers. And he cuts it outside. I don't know if he should have done that. They might give him a good spot, though.
I think they did, but you're right. I mean, he was looking at touchdown by going around the end. He's already dropped one pass today that would have maybe have kept a drive going. But
he got it by about the length of his foot on the sideline. I would bet you Gary Barnett's going to say the next time I give it to you on 3rd and 1, don't run to the sideline.
Well, just lower. 3rd and 1. Just lower your head and make sure you pick up a first down.
Buffalo's 7th play of the drive. I think the 7th play of their first drive is when they turned it over. Charles trying to cut back, and he is knocked down for a loss by Roderick Wright. And Roderick's from right here in Houston as well, and he's one of the best in the country. 6'5", 315-pounder. One of the finalists for the Lombardi Award that makes its home right down here in Texas and in Houston.
What was that award for? They give that to the
oh, here you go.
Defensive lineman of the year?
That's what it should be for, but there's some linebackers that sneak in there sometimes.
Well, that's the butkus, isn't it?
I knew I'd get you going. Second down and 12. Option to the left this time. The pitch to Charles. Flags are down. Probably going to have a holding call on Colorado. Griffin and Bobineau are the guys that bring down Charles, but the flag's back in the general vicinity of holding Colorado. And that'll kill you. It was a second down and 12. And now they're going to back themselves up outside the red zone of the Longhorns.
Bob and Brad, I just want to jump in, although it's a bit late, about Wright and the possibility of winning the Lombardi Trophy. You know, in the history, and that trophy is presented here in Houston, there's never been a high school player from Houston ever to receive the Lombardi Trophy.
You know, he might be the first.
So he could be the first.
Yep. So out to the 25 now with the penalty. It'll be second down and 22 for the Buffaloes, who trail by 2 touchdowns. Just under 3 minutes remaining in the first quarter here in Houston. They had run 6 straight times on the drive. They're going to run again, and it's flat again, and Joel puts both hands around the football and goes down to the original line of scrimmage. We talked to him yesterday, and he's quite a competitor, and he knows that the game against Nebraska, he said, you know, I don't know why we thought we could be overconfident, but I felt like that's the way the team felt. Shame on us. And he said, tomorrow, we're just going to go out and play as hard every snap as we can, and at the end of 3.5 hours, then we'll look up at the scoreboard. That's not a bad way to approach it.
That's the right way to approach it. I think that game against Nebraska last week, they were still in a daze from the week before against Iowa State, losing that one.
He's got to call a timeout because he just couldn't get that spike back on his foot. So timeout. He'll check his footwear. We'll see if Colorado can score when we try to drum up some offense here with 2:05 remaining in the first quarter. They trail by 2 touchdowns, and Joel Klatt was forced to take a timeout for equipment repairs. Just couldn't get his shoe back on, and he's the guy that's run him down to the 14-yard line, where it's going to be 3rd down and 11. So they've got to get all the way down inside the 4-yard line of Texas to pick up a first down.
Single coverage at the bottom of the screen, blitz up the middle.
Here comes the blitz. Klatt rolls away from it, sets and goes to the end zone. It's almost intercepted. It was intended for Dusty Sprague, and Aaron Ross broke it up.
Yeah.
And there's a penalty marker on the play.
Yeah, he threw that ball way too slow, too easy.
Oh, another holding call.
Yeah.
Man.
Wouldn't have mattered anyway, but he needed to either throw it to the back corner and let Sprague run to it, or either fire it in there.
Now, the interesting thing here is Mac Brown knows how good a kicker they've got. Do you decline it? He's saying forget it.
Yeah.
Don't take the penalty.
Holding. Number 75 on the offense. That penalty's declined. 4th down.
So that'll bring out Mason Crosby, the guy that Swanee talked about earlier. And this is chip shot material for him. 20 out of 26 on the year. And inside of 40 yards, he's only missed once ever. 22 out of 23. This is a 31-yard field goal attempt to try to put Colorado on the board. 45. Nick Holtz will hold. And it's blocked. Ross trying to find the handle. Texas has blocked it. Aaron Ross now. And he's got help going the other way. He's got the corner. They're going to bring it back anyway. There's going to be an illegal block on the blocked field goal return, but Texas has it back.
That's the 42nd block in the last 6 years. They lead the nation blocking punts the last 6 years. Blocking punts and kicks, field goals, extra points.
That one came in the middle, and that was Robinson. Brian Robinson got up in the air.
That's what makes this Texas team so difficult. Offensively, they're good. Defensively, they're good. And special teams, they lead the nation, as I said, in block kicks. They're in the top 10 in punt returns and in kickoff returns.
You're going to see the illegal block right there, and it was against the kicker, Crosby, as Ross took it out to the 25-yard line. They bring it back, and the line of scrimmage will be the 6. Robinson, a defensive lineman, but they say he can dunk a basketball standing still. You saw his vertical jump right there. This is the only time Texas has had poor field position today, but they got a 2-touchdown lead, and they've got the ball back. That's all they care about. From the shotgun. Young fakes it. He'll keep it himself. Waits for his lineman to try to get in a little hole, and it doesn't materialize. He's going to lose a little bit. James Gary, one of the defensive captains, made the stop. Bring up 2nd down and long.
When Vince is down there trying to gain 3 guys, one guy's got one leg, another guy's got another leg, guy's hanging on his waist. Mac Brown, I'm sure he says, just go down, Vince. We don't need you to get hurt.
Plus the fact, Bob, very often he still carries it very loosely in his hands.
He does.
When he's in that kind of traffic.
The good news for Vince is his hands are about as big as any quarterbacks you'll ever see. From the 5, they keep it on the ground. And it's still only going to get out to about the line of scrimmage. And that's it. We take a look at our Dodge defensive playbook.
Well, we're going to show you a little bit of linebacker play. This is the linebacker we want you to watch. The play is going to be a little trap play over here where the guy's going to run inside. So watch the guy in yellow. He's going to come fill the hole. Now watch as he's going to spin out. He's spinning out. See, this is the hole he's responsible for. And this is the guy we want you to watch. That's the linebacker. Plugs the hole inside and then feels that the hole next to him, spins out and makes a nice play. It's Bobineau, the inside linebacker for Texas.
You see Vince Young at his own goal line on 3rd down and 11 from the end zone. Got pressure. Incomplete. It's intercepted. Picked off by Colorado going the other way. They're going to have it 1st and goal at the 5. It's Tom Hubbard, the safety on the ricochet, a 22-yard run back on the interception return.
That's what this Colorado team needs, is something to ignite it. Everything that's happened so far has been negative. They've had 2 turnovers, 1 turnover and a blocked field goal attempt. That's the first one. Positive thing in their favor.
The ricochet came off Swede, who had a hand on it.
Here's the tip, and there's the interception.
Now can Colorado capitalize with a touchdown? We talked about chip shot field goals. That didn't prove to come to pass either. So now let's see if they can get a score, trailing by 14. Charles, the tailback in the eye. Vickers is in there with him. They'll give it off to Charles. Spins in the hole and loses yardage. I think one of these Colorado backs pretty soon better put his head down and go forward instead of dancing around in what is a collapsing pocket. The quarter's going to come to a close. We'll switch ends. We'll see if the Buffaloes can score in the sunshine on the other end of Reliance Stadium. First quarter belongs to the Horns. 3 quarters away from a trip to Pasadena. They lead 14-0. Vince Young interception. His 10th of the year has given Colorado a chance now. Joel Klatt trying to take advantage of it. 2nd and goal for the Buffaloes at the 8-yard line. Klatt, quick drop, looks right, now left, and throws incomplete. Intended for Klopfenstein. And it was Michael Griffin, who was shaken up earlier in the ball game, that made the play defensively from his safety spot.
Yeah, nobody open. Pumped to the right side and came back to the left. Those tight ends are his biggest targets. Klopfenstein is 6'6", Samnewski is 6'7".
And it's 3rd down and goal, Colorado.
Klatt has been good inside the 20 in his career. 24 touchdowns and only 2 interceptions. His motto is touchdown or check down.
We'll see if he can get the touchdown here. Blitz might be coming from the Horns. Here they come. Klatt. The fade to the corner. Patrick Williams was the intended receiver, but he was nowhere near the football.
He couldn't get away from the defender. Yeah, and that's what he's upset about. He thought he got held. Williams is just a redshirt freshman and a guy that they think is going to catch a lot of passes in Colorado. He's the one that they want to get the ball to, a big play guy. Take a look right here. That's Ross on the left side in the white jersey.
I think he might have had something to complain about.
Yeah, I do too, because the ball was in the air. When the ball's in the air, you can't block him or put your hands on him.
Robinson got the last kick blocked. Crosby's got this one up and good. So they get 3. You know that they wanted 7 out of that interception return that got them to the 5-yard line. They'll have to settle for a field goal. But the Buffaloes on the board of the Big 12 championship here in Houston. It's 14-3 Longhorns. Stadium with the roof open, the home of the Houston Texans and the home of the Dr. Pepper Big 12 championship. With Bob Greasy and Lynn Swan, I'm Brad Nessler. 2nd-ranked Texas trying to punch a ticket to Pasadena in a national championship matchup in the Rose Bowl. They lead 14-3 here early in the 2nd quarter. Lamont Taylor takes a kick from 2 yards deep, and he's got a big opening on the left side. Taylor across the 40, all the way out to midfield and into Colorado territory. Boy, that thing just opened up like the Red Sea over there. I don't know where the coverage was from Colorado.
The coverage went to the one side of the field where all of his... Look over here. He's supposed to run over here, and that's where all the white shirts are. He knows that also, so he cuts back, and all the Colorado guys went where the white shirts were.
Well, Bob and Brad, this is the kickoff return version of the naked bootleg.
Yeah.
Where you just run away, and everybody is going to where they should habitually, and he's doing something else.
You got enough speed, you can do that, because you're on your own.
Longest kick return allowed by Colorado all year, 54-yarder. Now it's Young to his tight end. David Thomas has got another Longhorn first down. So in 2 plays, they're down to the Colorado 32-yard line. Let's take a look at the Dr. Pepper first quarter statistics. The rushing yards relatively even. And the total yardage actually in Colorado's favor, but the turnovers in bad spots and gave Texas an opportunity for a short field. They took advantage of it both times with touchdowns. Colorado didn't. They only got a field goal. Young now the option keeper. And Vince goes down. Thaddeus Washington made the play, and there's penalty markers all over the place. We get a face mask at the end of the play.
No, it was a late hit.
Tom Walker is our referee, the head of our officiating crew here today.
I think it was a late hit on Douglas.
After the play, personal foul, unnecessary roughness, number 91 on the defense. Half the distance to the goal, automatic, first down.
It's a true freshman that they think highly of at defensive end. Take another look. There's Lucas, 91. Young is down, and Lucas is hopping on top.
Oh boy,
That's not very smart.
That's flagrant almost.
At the 14-yard line, Texas has taken it the length of the field in a hurry, leading 14-3. Young from the gun gives it off to Taylor, and Taylor drops actually for a loss of 1. Lucas made that play, as a matter of fact.
Just thinking of what you just said, and it's just, you're so true, in a hurry. Texas offensively just moves down the field so effortlessly.
They're gliding right now.
They glide, and that's what Vince Young looks like. When he throws it, it's an easy effort, and when he runs, it's just like he's gliding. He never seems to have a negative play where they catch him behind the line of scrimmage.
They caught Taylor behind the line of scrimmage for a yard loss, so it's 2nd and 11. Young, quick throw out, got it out, got a good block. First and goal down at the 2-yard line is Quan Cosby. Well, they set that up beautifully. Had 2 guys out there, and his other receiver threw him a block. And they've got it down at the 2-yard line.
Crosby's on the outside. It's just a wide receiver screen.
Watch Billy Pittman's block, number 5.
Right here.
Boom. Perfect. It's the way you draw it up. Blocks like Swanee.
Oh, wait a minute.
Oh, must have been a pancake.
First and goal. Melton's back in there. Tailback, the big freshman. He'll get the call. They're going to say he's down.
Yeah, I think he got tripped up going through the hole there.
When I say Henry Melton's a big fella, he's a freshman out of Grapevine, Texas, 6'3". You wouldn't know to look at him, actually, but he weighs 270 pounds.
Yes,
And he's packed into it.
Coming into the ball game, he had like 400 yards rushing, and now he has 9 touchdowns on the ground, and if he gets this one, it'll be 10.
2nd and goal. Melton again. Stopped behind the line this time by Colorado. Nice job defensively. They drop him way back at about the 4-yard line.
Of course, if we're talking about all that up here, you know Colorado, and Mike Hankwitz, the defensive coordinator, is all over that also.
Yep. Baka Manapuna was the first guy. There's Hank, defensive coordinator for the Buffaloes. They're going to say the forward progress was at the 2-yard line. So it's 3rd down and goal at the 2. Boy, would the Buffaloes like to keep Texas out of the end zone right here. They keep the same lineup. Extra tight ends. Thomas is one of them. He's in motion. 3rd and goal. Play action. Young has to scramble. He's in trouble. Cuts inside. Dives. He's in. Touchdown. What a run. There was a lot of traffic lights there, and he weaved his way through all of them.
It's like having 13 guys on your offense.
So he's thrown for 1, and he's run for 1. The first time against Colorado this year, he ran for 3, and threw for 2. So he's on that same kind of pace right now.
The Buffs had everybody covered. Then they had Vince covered when he started to run. Then they still had him covered, and then finally he found the hole.
David Pino in for the point after. Texas dominating Colorado here in the first half. Vince Young, he's something special to watch. as Bob said, never looks like he's in a hurry, never loses yardage on a play, always finds a way. This time he found a way 2 yards to the end zone. This is playground football, Bob.
Remember back on the playground where the best guy was always the biggest and the tallest? Look at the defensive backs and linebackers. Now, they can't get him down.
They never got him down.
Look at Burl, number 31 there.
He's looking like a little gnat coming in at the end.
Burl's about 5'10", 160, and Vince is 6'5" and 235.
He is massive to stand next to him, as we did in the warm-ups. I just looked at Bob and I still can't believe how big he is. This isn't the first time we've seen him this year. On the kick return, Stephon Robinson has a nice run back. Gets it out to about the 33-yard line. Dr. Pepper Big 12 Championship on ABC Sports, brought to you by Diet Cherry Vanilla Dr. Pepper and your local Dr. Pepper bottler. Tastes so good you'll get lost in it. Aflac, ask about it at work. And Chevrolet and American Revolution. Colorado actually returned some of their tickets, so this is a burnt orange crowd. Even though Colorado is considered the home team wearing the black jerseys, Texas considered the visitors in their road whites. But it's all Texas in here right now, and it's all Texas 21-0, and it could get worse. Intercepted by Terrell Brown. He's out to the 30-yard line. Texas has it right back. Just like that, one play, and Texas with the interception and a 12-yard return.
Brown makes a nice play. He sees what they're trying to do and comes off. Watch Brown here. They're trying to hit the receiver going to the outside. Brown sees what's going on. And then comes back right there. See where he comes back?
Yep.
He says, I'm not going to bite on that cheese that you're throwing up for near the line of scrimmage. That's just good coaching.
He saw the cheese and he ratted out Joel Klatt at the 31-yard line. Play action. Vince Young might want it all on the first play. Going deep. Got his man. Swede. Touchdown. Perfectly thrown. Swede used that big body to keep the defender off him at the goal line and brought it in for another Texas touchdown.
That was Burl, the same guy we were talking about. The 5'10", 160 going up against Swede, who is 6'4". 6'5", maybe.
6'5".
Yeah.
Pino's been a busy place kicker. Another extra point upcoming. Texas leads Colorado 28-3, and we still have 11.5 minutes to go in the first half. A smiling Mac Brown knows he's that much closer to a shot at a national championship. First things first, the conference crown is at hand, and they are making it look easy. Let's take another look.
He's just going to run a turnover. One of the nice things to do is attack right away. They get the ball inside the 35-yard line. Look at the size differential. Swede just jumps up. Burrow's like 5'10" and 160, and just out jumps him. Greg Davis, the offensive coordinator, who's up for the Frank Broyles Award for the best coordinator around, made that call, and Vince jumped all over it.
Texas has scored 14 points in the last 23 seconds. And now it's a dejected Colorado sideline, you can be sure. And everything Texas is dialing up has been exactly the way they've drawn it up. Stephon Robinson from the 5. Robinson got some blocking on the far side, and a flag goes down. It'll negate a nice return again. Flags go down at about the 23-yard line. Brendan Schaub, I think, might be the guilty party on the kick return. Here's a call after they pick up the laundry. It'll be a holding call. And that'll back him up inside the 15-yard line again. Let's check in with Lynn.
Well, a lot of great athletes at the University of Texas, and this is a football game, but I've got Roger Clemens one of the great pitchers of all time. Roger, you were in the locker room before this game began, and you had to get a sense of this football team. What was it like in there?
Well, they're relaxed and they're focused, and you know, I love to listen to Coach Mack talk, you know, and hear what he has to say to the kids. But hey, they're great athletes out there, and they're well coached, just like you said. And we're looking for a collision. I think, what is it, January 4th?
Well,
big
yeah,
time collision.
Talking about that collision. But before we talk about that, a lot of people want to know if you're going to come back and take one more year.
Yeah.
A lot of people in the stands are chanting one more year for you.
Well, I tell you, man, I love coming home to play, and there's a lot of energy around this city right now. So I can tell you, I really enjoyed it. And, you know, it's fun for me to be able to come back home and then get out here and attend an event like this and have Texas come here and play in Houston. It looks like a home game. All you're going to see is nothing but burnt orange here today.
Well, you know, I'm from Pittsburgh, and I'm sure I could, if they allowed me, give you a piece of paper. We just fill in the numbers. You come pitch for us.
Well, you know what? I don't know how to dance around that question. I danced around the last one. I'm just enjoying the offseason. My body's healing. You know about that. You played through a lot of pain in your career, and you know, I'm just real thankful, feel very blessed I was able to come home and play a couple years.
But isn't it the respect of the fans? I mean, they were chanting you to come back, and you were just saying you'd have to go 2-11 for them not to want you to come back because they enjoy your competition on the field. And so every year you've got to make a decision, what, based on how you feel, family, where your competitive edge is?
That's absolutely right. It's definitely how I feel, and can I compete? Can I compete against, you know, kids half my age, you know? And you're always trying to stay healthy, and you know, it's just the energy. The energy we had baseball-wise here in Houston was unbelievable the last 2 years. And I think when you come down to an event like this, that's what you hear from these people.
Well, I know the Texas football players are always happy when they see great stars from the past come back. Guys are still active. They respect you. So thanks for coming.
Bunch of good kids. Thank you.
You're welcome.
One of the all-time greats in any sport. And he did do a nice job dancing around that loaded question, didn't he?
We've done that before.
Yeah, I think so. Flat in trouble. Joel trying to throw a screen and got it to Hugh Charles. And he only got about 4 yards, and they're going to have to give it up again. Punting time, and it's going to give Texas great field position again. So John Torp will have to come out to punt. And he'll be near his own goal line when he fields this snap.
Joel Klatt just trying to make something happen. Sometimes you just can't do it by yourself.
Joel Klatt's gone 10 quarters now without a touchdown pass. He hasn't thrown one since we saw him a few weeks ago. Torp to punt. His first one wasn't very impressive. This one's an end-over-end job, too, that Ross is going to have a shot at from the 45. Ross got a great block. Well, I guess not. I guess we're going to call a legal block. I thought that one was clean as a whistle, but it's coming back.
Yeah, the flag went further than the return, I think.
Terrell Brown's the guy that threw the block. I thought the man had his body squared around, but maybe I'm wrong. The fans are booing here, and I just thought it was a great block from a return standpoint, but maybe I was wrong. Here comes number 5 into your screen.
Right here.
Well, I don't see that as being behind him.
Yeah,
he hit him in front of the shoulder.
Yeah,
There's no foul on the play.
Oh, they're going to pick it up. We were right.
First down.
Wow.
Well, that's good teamwork. Whether it was the official that threw the flag that said, "Wait a minute," you know, second thought, I threw it too quick,
right.
Or one of the other officials that came in and they had a discussion. Don't be too proud to pick it up if it's the right call.
Either way, they got it right. So what we thought we saw was correct, and it's a nice return because of that block to the 44-yard line. Third straight start now for Vince Young and the Longhorns offense in Colorado territory. When you say that, you're in for a long, long day. Young, 2 touchdown passes already, and he's lofting one for Swede deep again, and he's got it at the 5-yard line. This is just too easy right now.
Defensive back, Washington lost sight of the ball. That was Henderson. Lost sight of the ball.
And again, Swede is 6'5". Watch him go up.
Look at that. Henderson doesn't see the ball, and if he would, Henderson is 5'10" and 175. These defensive backs for Colorado are on their smallest side, to say the least.
First and goal, Vince Young, quarterback draw to the end zone, flag down. He's in for a touchdown, but we might have a holding penalty. And we do. That was just a waltz to the end zone, but part of it might have been because I think it was Will Allen that was guilty of holding.
Holding. Number 72 in the offense. 10-yard penalty from the line of scrimmage. Repeat first down.
Allen, the right guard, number 72, who's from right here in Houston. 315-pounder is caught holding, and they'll bring it back to the 16-yard line. They back it up. It'll be first down at the 16. First and goal at the 16.
Everywhere we go and everybody that we talk to defensively about this Texas offense and Vince Young, they always they're in amazement of the things that he does.
This time he fakes the handoff and takes it on the left side behind some blockers and got about 3 down to the 13. Thaddeus Washington made the stop. Vince Young did not play well against Texas A&M last week, as he was only 162 yards in the air and a touchdown and only rushed 19 yards on his 11 carries. And Swanee was talking about it earlier. For the first time all year, we've seen him dejected on the sideline because he is a cheerleader. He says, you know, when our defense is on the field, I'm out there cheering if I'm not on the headset. He's just that effervescent kind of personality. He didn't have it last week. He's got it today.
He's not the type of quarterback to go sit on the bench and look at the charts and wait for his turn. He's up on the sideline.
Second and goal at the 13. Young back throws. Incomplete. He threw before Jamal Charles got his head turned around at about the 5-yard line. Had he turned, I think he maybe could have made that catch. But as it is, it'll bring up a third down and goal at the 13. Texas in front, 28-3 with 7 minutes and 58 seconds remaining in the first half. Remember, this is the first of a triple header on ABC. USC and UCLA will follow us, and then Virginia Tech and Florida State get together in the first ACC championship football game later on tonight. Selvin Young is in the backfield with Vince Young.
The ACC game is in Jacksonville. I think that'll be fun in the weather.
And a nice play defensively by J.J. Billingsley. That's the first time that Vince Young has probably had a negative yardage play today, and there is a penalty marker down, by the way. Came down near the line of scrimmage on the near side. Oh, boy, that just took away a great defensive play, and you can tell by the look on Gary Barnett's face.
Yep.
That's a little sour when you make a good play.
Number 5 on the defense, 5-yard penalty.
And the guy that sacked Vince Young is the guy that was offside. So Billingsley was too quick into the neutral zone. Now they move it down. Third and goal at the 8.
Young has only been sacked 14 times. This year, that's the fewest in the Big 12. Now, you got him that time. Now what are you going to do? You just see that you give him a second chance. The quarterback draw they ran earlier, and there was a penalty on that one. This is a good opportunity for the same call.
Swede is down to the bottom of your screen, the wide receiver. Vince is looking the other way and throws to the end zone. Thomas, touchdown, Texas. What a catch by Thomas, the tight end. He's one of the best around as well. David Thomas, who passed Pat Fitzgerald on the all-time tight end reception list in Texas football history, has got his 15th career score. And he'll stay in there to help block for the extra point by David Pino. 4-yard drive in just 4 plays, and it took less than 2 minutes again as Vince Young has thrown another touchdown pass. Maybe he's jumped back in the whole Heisman thing. A lot of people thought after last week he wasn't close. I think he's working his way back in the picture. 35-3. Vince Young's third touchdown toss of the day. Bob, take us through it.
Thomas, the tight end, just going to run a little down and out. This is going to be a tight throw. Watch what he sees now. Look at this. Look at that throw that he makes. to the outside, and Thomas makes the catch. Hubbard is all over him.
35-3 Texas. Deep kick won't be returned by Robinson. Colorado will have to work at its own 20-yard line. Time now for our... Oh, we got a penalty marker down. Less than 5 minutes for 3 touchdowns for Texas. Ooh. That last drive, 4 plays, 44 yards in a minute and 44. They're offside on the kickoff. Not something you see very often. Yep, somebody got a step in front for sure. Good call.
Yeah, and he's about 3 yards in front of everybody else. And then you know he's going to tell the special teams coach. He's going to say, kicker took too long, coach. He hesitated. I went on my old timing like he always does, and he hesitated.
5 yards.
So we got to try it again. And maybe they'll get a kick that's returnable this time. We'll have to wait and see. Johnson has done a nice job with the deep kickoffs today. Pino's done the extra point work for Texas. And we haven't mentioned Richmond McGee because he hasn't been needed to punt for Texas. He's the loneliest guy in the field right now.
Yeah. Well, when you average 49 points a game, there aren't many opportunities to kick. To punt, I should say. A lot of opportunities to kick field goals and extra points.
Hey, guys, if this were a muddy game and that uniform was white and he had kicked, he'd be in there rolling around the mud to make sure people at least thought he played.
His hair's not even messed up, for crying out loud. Johnson's kick. Robinson has to backpedal. This one's just as deep. Didn't matter. He'll still do it at the 20. Mac Brown with a big lead, and on that penalty on the kickoff, still not real happy. A little red in the face. Well, he's worked a long time to get to the spot and have this Texas program where it is not only top-notch, but they're deep. I mean, those guys on this team that are backups that could be playing just about anywhere. Gary Barnett, oh, he has done a great job being the North champion for the last 5 years. They're in a buzzsaw right now. With 7:20 to go in the half. Low flat play action, going to throw it out to Klopfenstein. His tight end is tripped up as he got to the 24 by Michael Griffin. Right now it's time for the Aflac trivia question. Which Division I-A school has been represented by a live mascot on the field the longest? They've reached this point. Now that Greasy's already got the golden duck wrapped up, I'll give you the answer a little bit later. There's a good shot of Bevo. He's not too excited. He knows his team is comfortably in front. Ralphie's the one that's a little nervous right now. Second down and 6. Joel Klatt, quick drop, throws out in the flat. Incomplete, or are they going to give him the catch? They're going to give him the catch about a yard short of the first down. Check in with John in New York. Right now, halftime couldn't come soon enough, probably, for Colorado. With 5:48 remaining, they trail 35-3. And remember, this is a Colorado team that lost in the Big 12 championship last year to Oklahoma 42-3. And there's only a touchdown difference from that score being the same right here, and we're still in the first half.
Yeah, that's the bad news. The good news is they played in this game 4 of the last 5 years. So they're taking care of business in their division. They're just not doing very well in the ballgame.
They've played here before, too. One of their matchups in the Big 12 title game against Oklahoma was played here, and they played in the Houston Bowl last year. So Joel Klatt said, you know, we know the building. I don't know whether or not we'll play well enough to win, but we'll try. So far, they're on the short end big time, 35-3. And they're going to have to call a timeout. We'll take one as well. 5:05 remaining in the first half. The Longhorns lead the Buffaloes 35-3. Forced into a situation they definitely didn't want to have. 4th down and a yard at their own 29-yard line to have to try to go for a first down, but they trail 35-3. So here they go.
It's not only punting, but you're giving the ball back to an offense that has scored 5 or 6 times already.
Klatt, quarterback keeper. And let's see if Joel Sneak got him the first down. It's going to be awfully close. There wasn't much there, and he had to keep the wheels turning. It looks like he got it. I see the football now, at least.
I see the foot of the linesman on this side, and it looks like they got it.
So they'll keep possession with 5 minutes remaining in the half. Colorado's first down since there were 5 minutes remaining in the first quarter. Anything they could come up with right now would certainly help them go into the locker room. Wide out, Sprague and Judge both come to the left side, and Sipnewski, the tight end, goes out to the top of your screen. And it's a pitch. Charles does a nice job trying to run away from the pursuit by Texas, which got there in a hurry. Picked up about 4 yards. Robert Killebrew, sophomore out of Spring, Texas, made the stop.
This is not one of those situations, Brad, where Mack Brown wants to really run it up. I mean, he wants to win the game, but, you know, he's got a good friend on the other side of the field. In fact, Gary Barnett told us earlier in the week, he says that my best friend in coaching will probably be on the other side of that field in Mack Brown.
Yep.
Wives are friends.
They didn't talk this week, although Mack called and said it's going to be fun to have you in Texas. We'll see you Saturday. And they talked, obviously, on the field before the game. And timeout taken by Colorado with a second down coming up. Joel Klatt played minor league baseball for a time before arriving basically as a walk-on to Colorado, and now he's been a 3-year starter. And he's got 39 records that he holds or shares with others in the Colorado record books. Only Byron White had more records at Colorado. He had 51 back in the day.
He's very smart. Probably his best assets, his arm strength, his intelligence, and his leadership. You know, he's just not getting a lot of help. I mean, he's got good tight ends that can make plays, and a running back in Charles that's got some speed, but
you look down there sometimes and you say Texas has got a deck of 52 cards and Colorado's got about 39.
I've been in that situation before. Yeah. Where the defense that you're playing is just dominant. No matter what you do, trick-wise, I mean, you almost have to play a perfect game to stay competitive with this Texas team. And they knew it. Colorado knew it coming in.
So they'll line it up on the left hash at the 34-yard line. We're at second down and 6. Ellis, the tailback. Going to flare it out there too, and Roderick Wright giving chase. Boy, that just shows you how fast the defensive linemen for Texas are. Larry Dibbles and Roderick Wright almost beat that pass out to the tailback.
Yep. We mentioned when Mack was at North Carolina that you know, he said in going to Texas, he says staying at North Carolina, it's tough to win a conference title, but going to Texas, you might be able to win a national title. And if Texas wins today,
they're in the big game.
This will be the 8th time in the last 12 years that a Big 12 or a Big 8 school has either won the national championship or played in the title game.
Pass is tipped at the line. Incomplete. It'll bring up 4th down. Our Aflac trivia question: who has had a live mascot the longest on the sidelines in Division 1A college football? You got a guess? You've already won, Bob. You can just go ahead and fire away. He's going to rest his starters, not take a guess.
I'm going to rest my starters.
I got to go with Bevo. I don't know.
Yeah,
Bevo's here.
I go with somebody that's here, yeah. I'd go with somebody that's here.
Well, I'd go with Bevo, but if I wanted to make a joke, I'd say I'd go with the elephant from Alabama.
Roll Tide. Here comes a punt. Thorpe finally got a hold of one. Hit it up in the rafters, and it's fielded at about the 29-yard line by Aaron Ross. And a little skirmish going on after the play. Frustration, I'm sure, on the part of Colorado. And our Aflac answer is the Mules for the Army Black Knights, who are playing Navy today.
Yeah.
Since 1899. I could say something about the guys in the truck when I'm looking at those two animals, but I'm not going to.
I agree with you.
Okay.
I think they are.
I do too. We still love Bevo, though. One of our favorites. So's Ralphie. She's here today. She ran well in the opening minutes of the ball game. David Thomas makes the catch out at the first down marker. So the scoreboard is going to remain the same. Our champion 2005 with a smiling face in the middle continues his domination, and really it's all over but the shout for Swanee and I.
Where are the bells and whistles this week? And, you know, last week we had bells and whistles when I announced the winner.
You only get confetti once.
That's right. Don't ask for too much. Here's the option pitch. Taylor cuts it up. Ramones has a first down out at the 43-yard line. Brad Jones made the tackle, and Texas keeping it on the ground here with 2.5 minutes remaining in the half. As they move the sticks, the clock will start again. And I'm sure they're going to be happy with the lead that they'll have at halftime. Looks like it's going to be 35-3 if things don't get worse for the Buffaloes. Young from the shotgun. Fakes it and throws a pass out, complete at the 43-yard line. Nice catch. Lima Swede, and Young on one knee, holding his elbow a little bit. Thaddeus Washington came on the blitz.
He kind of whips this ball, doesn't step into it, and he gets hit just as he's throwing it.
And he took a helmet right on the elbow. And you just hope that that's one of those crazy bone situations you can shake off. And he's still rubbing it.
I mean, he threw that ball about 35 yards to the sideline.
Just zipped it.
And didn't even step into it.
No gain on that play by Ramon Taylor.
That does point out probably the only weakness and the biggest weakness on this entire Texas team, and that is the depth at quarterback.
Right.
If anything should happen to Vince, Nordgren, number 7 right there, Matt Nordgren is the backup, and he has not played much at all. I think he's like 4 of 9 and 1 interception on the year. We saw him play a little bit in the game against Kansas when the game got out of hand. Matt got in because that was the final home game at Royal Memorial Stadium in Austin, so he got a shot to play in that one. But you're right, they don't want anything to happen to number 10, that's for sure. All the other good quarterbacks on the roster are redshirting and haven't played. Reminder, near the conclusion of our game today, we'll select a Chevrolet player of the game from each team. Chevrolet will make a $1,000 contribution to each university's general scholarship fund. Vince in the shotgun again on first down. Gives it off to Charles. Charles trying to take it wide. He somehow eked out about 2 yards on the near sideline on the gain. James Gary made the tackle, pushes him out of bounds with 1:08 remaining. Coming up at halftime, it's the Dr. Pepper $1 million throw. Swanee will be along. We'll see if that gentleman becomes instantly rich or not. And Jason White and Charlie Ward flanking him there. All right.
A couple of Heisman Trophy winners. Hi, fellas. Good to have you with us. Jason from Oklahoma, Charlie, Florida State.
What do you think, Swanee? You seen him throw, Liddy? A little bit?
I saw him throw from 5 yards away. He's going to get some pretty good numbers up there. You know, the contest rules state that he gets 10 throws from the 5-yard line, each one worth $10,000. Now, if he gets all 10, that's $100,000. He's got one shot from 20 yards away. If he makes it, multiply that total by 10. Therein lies a chance for $1 million.
Wow. You know, I don't want to say that Texas was loose and prepared for this game, but yesterday Swanee said when they were going through how the Dr. Pepper $1 million throw was going to go, half the Longhorn players want to go over and try it. So they weren't exactly tight at the walkthrough.
Everybody loves the game. Remember the carnival when you were growing up? You had all these different types of games, throwing the ball through the hoops and all that stuff.
Well, Vince Young's thrown it through some hoops today, mostly to Lima Swede, who's had a big day at wide receiver with 102 yards on 5 catches already. Vince is going to throw again, maybe. He'll throw short this time across the middle. Selvin Young makes the catch at about the 23-yard line. And we're under a minute to play in the quarter. It's going to bring up third down and about 2. Clock winding down near the 40-second mark. 35-3 Texas. And here's Selvin Young. First down and a lot more inside the 10. Young's got it, first and goal. Down near the 4-yard line. And you know there are people saying, why is Texas trying to score? They've got such a commanding lead. You can't put a guy like Selvin Young in, who's a Houston native as well, and say, you know what, take a knee. He's trying to get to the end zone, and he almost did.
They have so much depth at running back. Selvin Young was the starter last year before he got hurt. They have Romance Taylor, who has been outstanding, and then Jamal Charles is a true freshman. We asked Mac, I said, well, how do you get all these freshmen to come and play when they have all these other freshmen coming? He said, we'll just play them all.
And
They want to play. Everybody gets to play.
First and goal at the 5. Vince Young. Plenty of time. Trying to get Billy Pittman in the corner. There's a flag down at the goal line. The line judge threw the flag, and we'll see what the call is. Might have been a holding call back there. I'm not sure. Looked like one of the linebackers sort of stood somebody up near the goal line. And we'll get the call from Tom Walker. Tom, what do you got?
Holding. Number 49 on the defense. At the distance to the goal. Automatic. First down.
I thought we saw that out of the corner of our eye on the play, and it was Thaddeus Washington holding, I think, on the tight end.
Yeah, watch the tight end, number 16. Watch this right here. That's Thaddeus Washington right there.
Yep.
Grabs him as the tight end started to go in and then back out.
So good call, and it puts it half the distance to the goal. Texas just outside the Colorado 2-yard line, 35-3, and they might add more before halftime. Charles, the tailback in the eye. On the option, Young the pitch. Charles to the pylon. Did he get there? He did. Touchdown, Texas. Jamal Charles with a 2-yard touchdown run. Well, he caught a 2-yard touchdown pass earlier, and now he heads to the corner and tiptoes by.
His feet got in, but did the ball ever cross the pylon? Had the ball in his left arm. It may not, but I don't think it's going to matter.
What an injured Longhorn down. So they have scored over 40 again every game this year except Ohio State. Here again is a look at the corner of the end zone. The foot and the knee in as he's being shoved out of bounds. The guy that's down right now is the third tight end that was in there to help block for that, Peter Ullman, redshirt freshman out of Austin, and they're helping him off the field. He's another big guy, 6'4", 250 plus.
You know, that's one thing about when things are going well for you. And not that Ullman had an injury, but that the fact that they have not had that many injuries this year.
Right.
In fact, every player that started the beginning of the season, both on offense and defense, they are still playing. So they have not had a major or serious injury all year long. And that's a lot of times, like I remember last year with University of Southern California.
Yep.
They had no injuries all year long when they made their championship run.
Pino in for the point after the kick is perfect. And Texas has been almost that. Perfect. Final seconds, second quarter. All Longhorns here in Houston. To cheer about today. They're on the short end at halftime against the number 2 team in the country. Texas Longhorn club that is just bulldozing its way to Pasadena here in the next hour and a half or so. Kick will not be returned. And we're down to the final 25 seconds of the first half. Take a look at our Pacific Life game summary. Been a lot of Texas highlights, that's for sure. Vince Young, a 2-yard touchdown run, actually made it 21-3 at that point. Then he went to the air after the interception by Brown, found Swede for the score. And then it was his tight end David Thomas, 8-yard touchdown, made it 35-3. And then moments ago, Jamal Charles took it in from 2 yards out, 42-3. That's where we stand right now here in the late stages of the second quarter. Colorado, their trips, wide receivers all to the left side. Joel Klatt, who's had a tough day, is going to whip it out to Williams. And Williams got to the 25, and that's it. He's swallowed under by Aaron Ross. And the clock winding down. See if Colorado gets another play in or not. Joel Klatt, the competitor that he is, wants to get another play. They may not have time. And now they realize, let's go to the locker room and talk it over. I'm not sure what you say in there if you're Gary Barnett. That's the only thing I don't know.
There are no words for that situation.
Let's check in with Swanee.
Well, Coach,
You've got a big lead. I'm sure there's nothing you yell at your team for. What do you say to them in the locker room?
Well, Lynn, the thing we talk about is great first half. Colorado's got a lot of pride. Gary Barnett's a great coach. Keep playing.
Okay, Coach, I want you to take a look at the monitor here. Vince Young, he's going back for a pass. Looks like he hurts his elbow a little bit. What goes through your mind there?
Nothing. He's a tough young man. He's playing hard, and I'm proud of him.
Well, one of the things you have to consider would be injuries in the second half. Obviously, you want them to play well. Would that impact your decision on who plays in the second half?
Lynn, the most important thing to Vince and this football team is that we continue to win. We get this game over with, and we're the Big 12 champions. Then we'll start thinking about injuries. This thing's far from over. You've been around this business long enough, and I have to. About the time we start talking about somebody else's business, they get hot and come back. We got the ball to start the second half. We need to drive and score and keep the pressure on them and keep the momentum. Hard to get to this point. We're not going to let up right now.
All right, Coach. Keep coaching them out, Mac.
As your Big 12 Coach of the Year, he's coaching like it today, isn't he? 42-3 at halftime. Texas in front as we go to John Saunders. Craig James.